Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Bold and the beautiful spoilers have Daphne Rose as a desperate woman who has Hope Logan in her sights as her behavior gets creepy on the CBS soap next week. Carter Walton can't have Daphne behaving like this, especially as he tries to reboot his relationship with Hope. But Daphne is nowhere near giving up, as she wants this man. Bold and the beautiful fans don't know much about Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire. She says she gets what she wants. This week's previews indicate she means this. So the woman with a sharp nose for smells is now wandering the halls of Forrester Creations. But the one thing viewers do notice is that people no longer stop and take in her scent as she enters the room. And that is likely because they now have her number. Daphne had a few run-ins with the people who once drifted off into oblivion when she sashayed into the room. At one point, she filled the room with an irresistible fragrance. But her co-workers, including Katie Logan, Heather Tom, Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Zen Forrester, Delonda Metz, finally got a realistic whiff of her. So when her scent fills the room, it's more like a warning that she's on the prowl next week on the CBS soap. So now on Bold and Beautiful, these folks, who caught her in the act trying to lure Carter away from Hope, realize she's working with a hidden agenda in mind. She's all about keeping Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, and Hope Logan, Annika Noel, apart. Next week, Daphne Rose starts demanding that Carter move on from Hope, while she offers up herself as the much better catch. As her behavior turns creepier, there's no telling what she will do next. Bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest that Daphne soon finds herself with a completely different set of circumstances next week. Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Messinswood, brought Daphne to lay to sabotage Hope Logan's relationship with Carter. But since then, something horrific has happened. Instead of Steffi seething over Hope, she starts to bond with her as they try to navigate through the horror of Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, about to lose his life. So, it is probably safe to say that Daphne no longer has the backing of Steffi Forrester to make Hope's life miserable. But Daphne found herself falling hard for Carter. So Bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest she still takes on the task, despite the lack of Steffi's support. The Bold and the beautiful preview clip shows Daphne Rose demanding that Carter forget about Hope Logan. By now, Carter has to realize that Daphne is a problem. Just how much of a problem we should see as the week goes on. As Bold and the Beautiful rolls out next week, Hope Logan navigates the gloom and doom over Liam dying. While Carter wants to be there for her, Daphne will do her best to derail any chance of Hope and Carter getting back together. The Bold and the Beautiful preview for next week shows Daphne Rose throwing herself at Carter in what fans are calling disgusting behavior coming from the scented woman. From the fleeting glimpse we get from the preview, it looks like Carter is a little creeped out about Daphne's inability to hear the word no. Again, we are unaware of Daphne's history, so there is no predicting on how far she will take her need to have Carter as her man. Hey, Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, came on the scene as an innocent intern at Forrester Creations. But to get what she wanted, she killed 2 people, and was on her way with a 3rd murder when she was stopped. Now we have Daphne Rose going off the rails over Carter Walton. While it might not be bodily harm she is after, she will likely do whatever it takes to end Hope and Carter's relationship. So when she sees that Hope and Carter are working on a future together, will this put Hope in danger? Daphne certainly has some of the behaviors of a desperate woman with her manipulating ways. But one thing we do know, Carter tries to put a stop to Daphne's advances, but she won't back off on the CBS soap next week. If you thought the Forresters and Logans had seen it all, brace yourself. The Bold and the Beautiful is about to get darker, stranger, and a whole lot more dangerous. And at the center of the storm is none other than Daphne, the seemingly sweet but increasingly unsettling new addition to the B&B canvas. Fans have been side-eyeing Daphne ever since she first walked into Forrester Creations with that too-perfect smile and a resume that sparkled just a little too brightly. At first, it was easy to chalk her up as another ambitious intern with a flair for fashion and an eye on the prize. But over the past few weeks, viewers have begun to notice something far more sinister beneath that polished surface. It started small. Daphne always seemed to be lurking just a second too long in the background. A glance here, a curious question there. She knew things she shouldn't have known, like the private details of Ridge and Brooke's latest argument, or Hope's worries about Thomas's recent behavior. At first, it felt like coincidence. But now, the coincidences are stacking up like bodies in a mystery novel. The turning point. Last Thursday's episode, when Daphne accidentally walked into Steffi's office, while Steffi was in a heated video call with international buyers. A mishap, maybe. But eagle-eyed fans noticed that Daphne's phone appeared to be recording. Was it an innocent mistake, or is Daphne collecting leverage? Sources hint that the writers are leaning into full-blown psychological thriller territory, and we're here for it. Rumors are swirling that next week, Daphne's behavior takes a dangerous turn, and someone in the Forrester inner circle might pay the price. One of the most tantalizing theories swirling around fan forums and spoiler threads is that Daphne's obsession isn't with fashion at all. It's with Thomas Forrester. Or maybe Hope. Or both. Let's back up. Daphne has made a point of inserting herself into every conversation Hope and Thomas have had for the last 2 weeks. She's complimented Hope's designs, defended Thomas's past to skeptical co-workers, and even brought them matching lats by accident. This past Wednesday, she referred to Thomas as the tortured genius of Forrester. Not exactly a normal thing to say about your boss, unless you've got a Pinterest board full of wedding dress ideas with his name on it. But here's where things get even creepier. A scene that aired in the final seconds of Friday's episode showed Daphne in her tiny apartment, staring at a corkboard filled with clippings and photos, mostly of Hope and Thomas. Zoom in, and fans did naturally, and you'll spot a strand of blonde hair taped next to a picture of Hope at a fashion show. Stolen from a hairbrush? A wig sample. Either way, it's not good. Rumors from set insiders suggest Daphne may not be who she claims to be. Her backstory is remarkably thin. An alleged transfer from a design program in Milan, with no family mentioned and few friends on screen. Ridge himself said she appeared out of nowhere, and even Carter expressed doubts about her HR file. Speculation is running wild. Some believe she's the secret daughter of a former Forrester rival, possibly Morgan DeWitt, or even a long-lost Spectra heir. Others are leaning into a more chilling theory, that Daphne is a stalker who's been watching the Forresters for years, waiting for the right moment to impit herself. If true, next week could see her shift from creepy observer to full-blown threat. Spoilers tease a confrontation between Daphne and Hope in the design office after hours. One cryptic line from the preview has Hope saying, "You've been watching me, haven't you?" To which Daphne eerily replies, "I just want to be you." If the show is truly going there, and all signs point to yes, then Daphne could join the ranks of iconic B&B villains like Sheila Carter, Quinn Fuller, in her wild days, and Dr. Reese Buckingham. The difference? Daphne doesn't explode with rage. She seeps into the story like a slow, creeping shadow. Her madness is quiet, calculated, which makes it all the more dangerous. There's something terrifying about someone who smiles while they're planning your downfall. The writers have an opportunity to craft a psychological thriller arc that could electrify the show and bring a fresh kind of tension. Rather than a bold, brash villain, we may be watching the rise of someone colder. Someone who doesn't lash out in the heat of the moment, but instead waits, manipulates, and strikes when the victim least expects it. As the bold and the beautiful prepares for next week's episodes, fans should buckle up. With high fashion, high drama, and now a hint of psychological horror, This Daphne storyline could be the most compelling twist in years. Will someone stop her before things go too far? Or are we witnessing the birth of B and B's next unforgettable villain? If Daphne really is about to go full psycho, someone in the Forrester family is going to need to sound the alarm. But who? Steffi is a strong candidate. She's already shown signs of mistrust, and next week's teasers suggest she starts digging into Daphne's past. But she's also distracted with her own drama, Finn's secrets, Sheila's looming presence, and her ever-complicated dynamic with Liam. Thomas, ever the romantic idealist, might be the last to believe Daphne's a threat, especially if she's feeding into his ego and praising his work. That could make him vulnerable and a target. Hope? She's intuitive, but often too trusting. If Daphne wants to wear her skin, figuratively, we hope, she may try to get close by pretending to be her friend. It wouldn't be the first time Hope got burned by someone she thought she could trust. As The Bold and the Beautiful prepares for next week's episodes, fans should buckle up. With high fashion, high drama, and now a hint of psychological horror, this Daphne storyline could be the most compelling twist in years. Will someone stop her before things go too far? Or are we witnessing the birth of B and B's next unforgettable villain? One thing's for sure, Daphne may have arrived with a smile, but she's leaving chaos in her wake. Keep your eyes on her. She's not just watching, she's planning.